Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
The Suns are at another crossroads, one of the most pivotal moments in franchise history. To the left is a super team with Devin Booker, Jimmy Butler, and Kevin Durant, and that combination is combustible, intriguing, and worth one last shot. Unfortunately, that team likely never materializes because of Bradley Beal's no-trade clause. To the right is a team with Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and Devin Booker, which is assembled by trading KD to the Warriors. It's a team you might like in a barroom brawl or a back alley fight, but not a team that's going to win a title. Straight ahead is a brand new future, a road and a chance to rebuild the Suns the right way by trading KD for as many young assets and young players as you can get, and having seen how disconnected and dispirited the last two teams have been, this is my preference if option A fails. In other words, give the steering wheel back to James Jones and let him create a basketball team with coherent parts and not a constellation of aging stars. Once again, choose wisely, Matt. Our future depends on it. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
The Warriors are legitimately calling about every all-star player. You just name the all-star player, the Warriors have probably called it. And Paul George, they have called. They made calls on every star. And that, of course, includes players like LeBron, players like Kevin Durant, players like Jimmy Butler. They are dead set on trying to find another star player, superstar player with Stephen Curry. That is another subplot to this trade deadline as well.
That's Shams Charania from ESPN, and I'm pretty sure that happens every trade deadline. There's more attention on it now because of what transpired Saturday between the Mavericks and the Lakers, because we know last year the Warriors were sniffing around Kevin Durant.
That's why we're taking everything seriously, though.
Yeah, because
the Luka thing said, well, anything could happen, I guess.
Yeah, it went full Kevin Garnett.
Anything is possible!
Yeah, and the Luka thing obviously changed something in Joe Lacob's heart or mind or whatever, because it seems like the Warriors have gotten into this lane now right after the Luka deal for whatever reason. And I think a lot of it might be to properly serve Steph Curry. Because if LeBron gets that, and as I said yesterday, there was a narrative that was going on all season long about how this is the changing of the guard, the year, when the young Bucks take over from Steph, KD, who's the other guy, and LeBron, him.
That old guy.
That old guy. So listen, this is very, very fascinating. I'm very, very curious to see where this whole thing goes. I'm here to say this though. So the Suns are in Oklahoma City tonight. This is how tenuous futures can be. This is how quick things can change. So the draft in which the Suns famously took DeAndre Ayton over Luka Doncic. We've been over that ground ad nauseum. So as I've discussed and brought up many times before, the Phoenix Suns basically changed direction on that very next pick. And that was Ryan McDonough wanting to pull off a deal to get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in here and James Jones wanting Mikal Bridges. And Mikal Bridges won out. And at that point in time, Ryan McDonough was a dead GM walking, and James Jones was about to be anointed as the guy. Mm-hmm. What I did not know is things got so deep that they flew in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, put him up at a hotel, actually went through a private workout at Robert Sarver's house.
On the All-Star court?
On the All-Star court. And everybody was in attendance for that workout, including Larry Fitzgerald.
Really? Look at you digging up the past.
So, and they were that close to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And I know
that
what people
close.
are saying, and everybody loves Mikal Bridges, and it was a fine consolation prize. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably going to win the MVP this year. People say, that's the Suns' luck. Just remember, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not on his original team. He has been traded already.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
The Suns might have made that pick and traded him anyway.
Yeah. So these are little moments can change everything for you. That's what's so exciting about this trade deadline. And as we've discussed, all morning long, it's fascinating to me that there's also an alternative world where the Suns do agree to trade Kevin Durant. And trading Kevin Durant to Golden State, there's a lot of momentum behind the idea because the media is filling it full of fuel. Mm-hmm. So it's getting a lot of momentum, but there's also a world in which they use the assets they get back from KD to trade for Jimmy Butler. And I think you and I are both in agreement that I don't know what you're doing if that's what you're doing. Because even though Jimmy Butler brings the intangibles and the leadership and the alpha this team obviously needs, you sub out KD, you don't have enough talent. You're already thin as it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't understand if that's the result. Now, obviously, all the shows on ESPN, all the networks are talking about this possibility. This has taken over as the big story in the NBA now because the Butler thing's been burning for so long with no movement. People are looking for something new. The KD thing is the newest. Here's Brian Windhorst this morning on ESPN weighing in on the possibility of KD ending up back in the Bay Area with the Warriors.
Now we have the Warriors and Suns discussing the possibility of bringing Kevin Durant back, okay? I am not going to sit here and even begin to project or guess as to how this may go down. Is it possible that Kevin Durant could be traded to the Warriors? Yes. Will it happen? I'm not afraid to say I don't know. This is potentially a 3, 4, 5-team transaction. It could involve like a dozen other players because that's the nature of the way NBA trades. It could involve Jimmy Butler because it is possible, guys, that the Suns can acquire Jimmy Butler, but not for Brad Beal, but for Kevin Durant. And so that after a month of trying to pair them together, they could end up in an elaborate way being traded for each other. But I got to tell you, as you can hear as I describe this, it sounds complicated. It is. So I do not want to imply that anything's going to happen. And I have no idea how you go back on this if it doesn't work, because now the world does know that the Warriors are trying to get KD back and repair him with Steph Curry.
And he also said this, the only thing that he can guarantee after all the smoke clears tomorrow is this.
The only things I can tell you that I can say for sure is that tomorrow afternoon, Devin Booker will be on the Suns because I think that's the only guarantee, and Steph Curry will be on the Warriors. After that, I can't promise you anything.
Everything else is on the table.
And Windhorst is talking about that same thing that you just brought up, Bick, and that possibility that, hey, Butler's in this deal. He ends up in Phoenix. He gets his wish. Mm-hmm. But only partial, only part of the wish because Kevin Durant would be in Golden State.
What?
And again, if the Suns are engineering a deal like that to bring in veteran star talent, the bottom line has to be this. They're not close to a championship team right now.
No.
Does any move of that ilk make you closer to a championship? I can say with all of the consternation I've had and the fluctuation I've had on the Jimmy Butler thing, I can say getting Butler here to pair with Kevin Durant gets them closer to a championship.
Yes.
How much closer? I don't know.
No, it's worth a shot.
I can also unequivocally say if Kevin Durant's not in the mix, bringing in Butler to pair with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal doesn't get them any closer to a championship.
And possibly Draymond Green. Possibly.
And possibly moves them further away from the championship.
Yeah, because you could possibly trade KD to the Warriors for a package that includes Draymond and then send the rest of the stuff to Miami.
Can you imagine?
Or elsewhere to make it happen.
A roster with Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler on it, and B, that roster being the roster of the Phoenix Suns? A team that had no edge going to double edge.
And now they have nothing but edge.
Is Yusuf Nurkic still on the Suns in this scenario?
I wanted to make the joke, too, because we played the Draymond Green congratulations message to Devin Booker. It was very respectful. I'm sure the part got edited out at the end. Oh, yeah, and Book, tell Nurk he sucks. Because Draymond wouldn't pass on an opportunity.
There would be so much edge on a Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Phoenix Suns team that they might even trade for U2's guitar player.
Oh! Is this thing on?
Sorry, I have to remember my place. When it comes to the funny train, I'm in the back. I'm in the caboose.
No, I like that.
It's the edge, though. It's not just edge,
Yeah, it's true.
When you talk to him.
He has earned that the.
He's earned the.
Oh, how you doing today, the edge? Weird.
Very.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.